Hello friends, welcome back to Love English with Sir. Today I'm here with the fourth part of our video lecture series on literary criticism. We were discussing classical criticism in which we were focusing on Roman criticism. Today we are going to see the major ideas and concepts put forth by Longinus. So let's go straight away into our video. Let's get started. Cassius Longinus. He is considered to be lived in the 1st or 3rd century AD. He is the third member of the classical triumvirate of criticism besides Aristotle and Horace. Longinus is well known for the aesthetic treatise on the Sublime, which was a work that focuses on the effect of good writing. He was a teacher of rhetoric and literary critic. On the Sublime is both the treatise and the work of literary criticism. It is written in an epistolary manner, in an epistolary form, that is, it is written in the form of letters. And the final part of this work that deals with the public speaking has been lost. This treatise is dedicated to Postumius Terentianus. Let's talk about the work on the Sublime. For Longinus, literature was a vision. The effect of literature is the same as a soul-stirring music. It makes us see with the eye of the spirit, and it can fill us with awareness. The function of literature is sacramental. The truly sublime literature has an uplifting effect on the readers. We are lifted out of ourselves and carried to a new realm of experience and perception and filled with ecstasy. A kind of ecstasy, as if we ourselves had created what we see and hear in a literary work. It casts a permanent spell on us readers. So, when we return to it repeatedly, we can renew our experience of reading that work. So, that's the kind of experience that is provided by a true literary work, a true sublime. So, our reaction to the truly sublime is directed not by the power of discursive reason, but by intuition and insight that is created by a text. So, we can say that's a kind of a divine experience. Okay. Longinus defined sublimity as a certain distinction and excellence in expression. He observes sublimity flashes forth at the right moment, scatters everything like a thunderbolt, and at once displays the power of orator in all its plenitude. Longinus warns us against certain faults, certain mistakes that can be committed by a reader that can spoil the effect of sublimity, that are considered to be the impediments to sublimity. Which are they? The first one is called pedantry, that is the bombastic usage of language. The next one is puerility, that is the silliness or a kind of childish approach towards the work, childishness. Then we can see empty passions or ill-timed pathos. Okay, unwanted pathos, a kind of sentimentality. Okay, then we can see frigidity, that is the lack of passions or emotions when we go through a text. So these faults originate in the craze for novelty. So if we are writing a text, if we are writing a poem, we have to create something new, right? So if we are creating something new, please do try to avoid these impediments. Okay, then only it can be enjoyed and the readers can attain this kind of a sublimity. Okay, the true sublime arises from lofty ideas clothed in lofty language. Lofty ideas that are covered in lofty language. It pleases all and pleases always. These works can be universal and will be read in all the times. Okay, just like the works of Shakespeare, these works can be universal and are enjoyed by anyone and everyone. Okay. Now we can see On the Sublime is a compendium or a collection of literary exemplars with about 50 authors spanning 1,000 years mentioned or quoted. He refers to a passage from Genesis in this work, that is the first chapter of Bible, that is also mentioned in this work. He emphasized that to be a truly great writer, authors must have moral excellence. So if you want to be a good writer, a truly great writer, you have to have the moral excellence. Okay. Then he promotes elevation of style. So we can see he promotes elevation of style, and for him, for Longinus, sublimity is an inspiring outburst of revelatory illuminations. Okay. Then we can see Scott James calls him first romantic critic. Scott James calls him first romantic critic, and he talked extensively about the impact of poetry on the reader. So that is why Longinus is considered to be the first critic to talk about the impact of poetry on reader, just like a romantic poet. Okay, so he's considered to be a great romantic critic, first romantic critic. In Alexander Pope's essay on criticism, we can see he sums up all the art of poetry as taught first by Longinus. So Alexander Pope supports Longinus and says that all the art of poetry are taught first by Longinus. According to Longinus, the Sublime has the following features. It is the essence of all great poetry and oratory. It valorizes a special use of language. It is a matter of reader response. We can see he is considered to be a person who initiated the concept of reader response or reception aesthetics or reader response theories. Okay, he is verily the forerunner of practical criticism, and he was the one who took Latin and Hebrew works for critical enquiry besides his own Greek literature. So he was the person who initiated all kinds of these new attitudes towards literature. So reception aesthetics and reader response. So these were, he talked about all these extensively. Longinus also distinguished between true and false sublime. False sublime is characterized by timidity or bombast of language, and also by puerility or a kind of parade and poem language. Whereas true sublime, on the other hand, we can see true sublime is marked by universality of appeal. It pleases all and it pleases always. It uplifts our soul. Yes, okay. For him, two elements, that are thought and diction, are primary in his idea of sublimity. Even new criticism is based on this idea. They put forth the idea of res and verba tradition. So the transport of Longinus can be seen in relation to the concept of synesthesia, or a kind of an equilibrium or organization of impulses that was suggested by I.A. Richards later. Okay. Now we can see the 5 sources of sublimity. The first one is grandeur of thought, that is a kind of a capacity for great thought and a firm grasp of ideas. This results from the faculty of conceiving great thoughts and ideas. The second one is passion, that is a kind of an inspired emotion and strong passion. These two characteristics, the amplitude of mind and its passionate intensity, are inherent and coextensive in the poet. Okay, this passion is vehement and it's a kind of an inspired passion. It is known as pathos. Okay, then we have schemata. The third source is known as schemata. It is the proper use of figures of speech and thought. So, it is the proper usage of figures of speech and a proper construction of figures. Okay. The importance of this is evident, for Longinus devotes about 1/3 of his work elaborating this factor alone. Schemata. Okay. The fourth one is phrases. What is that? Phrases. That is noble diction. Noble language and diction. It insists that language and diction must be appropriate to the grandeur of thought. Fifth one is composition. That is the effect of dignity and elevation, the power to integrate and fuse all the elements so as to give them a tone of sublimity. So that is known as composition. It is a harmony in composition that gives definite shape to the art or the artistic work. Okay. Of these 5 sources, of the 5, the first 2 are innate. Grandeur of thought and passion are innate, and the rest are rhetorical devices. Schemata, phrases, and composition are rhetorical devices or features. We have to remember that the poet has 2 aspects, that is genius and acquired art. First one is innate and the second one is acquired one. Okay, genius and acquired art. And the poems has also 2 sides, sublimity and technique. Okay, so these are the important ideas put forth by Longinus. Now let's have some quotations by Longinus. He said that sublimity is the echo of the noble mind. And he said that literature is the nature of revelation. Another quotation from Longinus is that poetry has the character of oracle. So that was Longinus for you. I think it's clear for you now. If you have more doubts and queries, please do put it in our comment box. And if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any queries, please do comment in the comment box. And please do share this video with your friends and colleagues. Okay, so let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.